66% of Black 12th graders do not possess even partial mastery of the most basic 12th grade math skills, such as being able to do arithmetic or read a graph. The number of 12th grade Black students nationally who are proficient or advanced in math is too small to show up statistically. These are huge, huge gaps. According to the ACT, only 3% of Black high school seniors are ready for a STEM degree. What this means is when you go to Google and you say, if you don't have 13% Black engineers, because that's the proportion in the population.
Hey yo, e aí, preto hermano. Now in this one, let me help you out, Becky. She was about to tell us what this means. Let me tell you what this means, right? When you don't have 13% black engineers, because that 13% is proportionate to the population of black people living in America, when you can't even get 13% of the black men to become an engineer, what this means is Pookie is recreating, Pookie is procreating at a high rate. Tyrone, Glocktavius are procreating at a high rate. I think I've already, not even think, I know for a fact I have discussed all the numbers before. All of the numbers before. I think it's what, 75%? Glocktavius? Come on, yo. Come on, yo. So again, if the majority of the children in the community are being created by Glocktavius, Tyrone archetypes, what that means is these kids are going to have a low level of intelligence. What this means is these kids will be birthed into poverty. What this means is the system, the people who you guys fight so hard against, right? They have designed things that, listen, we want black kids to come to school, don't focus on school, but focus on football, focus on playing basketball, focus on being a street dude. So guess what? Either you'll graduate and guess what? Your football, your basketball dreams, they don't come true. You don't make it D1. You might make it D1. Either you do something to get kicked out of school, right? Or you're just not good enough to go pro. So guess what? You're going to end up going to that warehouse where they want you. If not, you become a street dude, right? For the dudes who weren't even concerned with sports in high school, listen, but he wasn't good enough to go to college. Those dudes do what? Run to the streets. So guess what? You're gonna end up in the warehouse, or you're gonna end up in the penitentiary, or you're gonna end up going to the morgue, 6 feet in the ground. Because guess what? Everything benefits who? Them, the higher ups, dude. The whatever you want to call these dudes, the melanin recessive white people, whatever you want to call these people. Listen, they benefit from us, crashing out, making the wrong choices. But again, the kids who are created by those type of men, listen, you're not even given the chance to focus on reality. How can going to school and worrying about I'm gonna be a basketball player reality? Half these dudes, let's keep it a stack, by 16 years old. Okay, I'll be fair, 17. Because most dudes are not hitting growth spurts. Most of us don't even know anybody who hit a growth spurt. You feel me? So let's keep it a stack. By sit by 17 years old, if you're not already over 6 feet, you're not gonna hit 6 feet tall. Again, the number of guys who hit growth spurts and you go from like 5'5" to you know 6'4", like that's an anomaly, dude. That's one of one. And even dudes who do hit growth spurts, he's already on like the taller end of the 5 foot range. He's probably somewhere between like 5'8" and like 5'11" or something like that. All right, so boom, you got that part over with. And then when it comes down to the reality, right? Because I went and asked AI, right? That was the funny part. I went and asked AI, what does it mean? Well, this is not the question I asked AI, but what does it mean with black men with intelligence, common sense, and creativity? You know, it's time to find other options. So what I went and asked AI, right? As a black man who has common sense, intelligence, if he can't find a black woman who he's compatible with because they choose bad men, should that black man find a woman of another race in a different country? Listen, AI said a lot of things, right? And I'm gonna just scroll down to, just the number one thing when it talked about the prospect of dating internationally, right? The number one thing. In many countries in Southeast Asia, Eastern Europe, and Latin America, traditional family structures may be more emphasized. If you feel that domestic dating markets prioritize bad boy archetypes, you might find that international cultures place a higher premium on stability, provision, and common sense. Number two, success rate. International marriages actually have a slightly lower divorce rate in the US than domestic marriages. Some studies suggest that this is due to a high level of intentionality required to navigate the legal and cultural hurdles of bringing a spouse to a new country. Yo, black men, pretty much what it's saying is you have a good option. You have a good option, dude. Listen, eh, listen, if you want to bring it back to the US, I suggest that you don't do it. American culture is just too toxic. Now, again, we already know what's promoted to black people in general. Like I said, the music, the movies, the TV shows, reality TV, the drama, the killing, the drugs, the lifestyle, you know, the rag to riches, get money, get bitches. It's crazy, dude. And like I said, if they prioritize Glocktavius, Tyrone, yo, as a dude who has some common sense and intelligence, you might as well just jump on a plane. Now, I'm not saying travel for women, right? I'm not saying travel for women. You might just need to move to a different state. You know what I'm saying? But let's say, okay, you want to take it a step further. Yo, find a country that you like. Once you're in that country, yo, lock in. See what you can do. See what you can find. You feel me? Do it like that. But when it comes to the US and the woman talking about, black kids can't even do math, let's keep it a stack. We all went to public school in America. Yo, listen, the average black kid can't do math. They can't graph. They can't do algebra, calculus. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really a struggle for most black kids. But like I said, who is creating most of these children? You feel me? Most black boys are not concerned with becoming an engineer, a lawyer, a doctor, uh like nothing, dude. Most black kids are thinking about sports. If not sports, rap music. Like, come on. You feel me? Like, I feel like, yo, black children, you don't really get a chance to focus on reality simply because all of the pathways that's been shown to you, especially, in American society, where everything where you see black excellence is always in forms of entertainment. Again, sports, rap music, um, acting. It's just all entertainment. How many people can truly make it in this world off of entertainment? When it comes to entertainment, let's keep it a stack. You have to be ready to get in position. So you listen, get ready to bend over. Get ready to let somebody slap you in the back of the neck because these celebrities, they're controlled. They're controlled. Yo, anyways, black man. Yo, it's simple. I suggest you, dude, start learning a second language, man. It's gonna really help you out. And again, what does this mean for black men? I'm not talking about 65% simp. I'm not talking about 25% Glocktavius. I'm talking to 10%. Hey, yo, shout out to the brother who told me Feliz Ano Navo. Yo, Happy New Year's to you, my brother. You feel me? And yo, black men, it's top of the year 2026. By the time you guys hear this video clip, it might be halfway through the month already. But what I want to let you guys know is, listen, it's 2026. The information is out here. At this point, black men, you should not be talking about, yo, she used me for a date. Oh, she divorced me, took all my stuff. Oh, she did this, that, and some. Yo, listen, that stuff is over with. It's too much information out here for dudes to stick. It's too much information out here for dudes to keep on getting finesse, keep on taking L's. Anyways, black men, I'm out. Peace.